Hello there. Welcome to the world of sustenance where your academic needs are met. We don't come again, we're still on the lecture series under maternal and childbirth. Today, we'll be looking at the seven cardinal movements of labor, or you can call it the mechanism of labor. Please, we don't enter on that sweet topic now, what they call seven cardinal movements of labor or the mechanism of labor. So, what is this topic? What is this area all about? First and foremost, this is an important phase or part of labor, usually in the second stage of labor. Why is this so important? This is like a dance or a series of steps or movements that the baby carry out before the final delivery or expulsion of the baby. Very, very important. So, what are they trying to talk here from this image? This is a pregnant woman, presumably in labor. You understand? So, what happens or what did happen during this process where the baby will take come outside? You understand? Which kind of dance or which kind of movement could they involve? They involve a lot of twisting, bending, rotation, and the likes before it will finally come out. So let's try to understand and digest this area of time. So if you look at it clearly, you realize that the first step or the first stage or first movement of labor is called the engagement. Engagement, if you look at it clearly, you see that the baby's head, or the fetal head has been able to progress into the pelvic brain. Understand the pelvic brain. Look at the pelvic brain here. As you can see clearly, it has migrated to the brain of the pelvis. And in this step, note, the head would fit into the largest diameter of the pelvis, usually on the right or the left. Very, very important. So the largest diameter of the head, which is the biparietal diameter, will fit into the largest diameter of the pelvis. So very, very important. That's what engagement means. Usually they talk about and say the biggest part of the head gas enter the biggest point or biggest part of the pelvis. Very, very important. That's engagement. Please take note. Then the next stage is called the descent. Please take note that this descent happens throughout the process of labor, because that's what helps push or expel the baby. Very, very important. So descent happens as the baby is being pushed down the birth canal or the pelvic cavity or the pelvis. You understand? So this is very, very important. So descent happens in every aspect of the process. You understand? Very, very important. So descent now what they happen for throughout the process of child delivery or delivery of the child. Very, very important. So if you look at it clearly, it has migrated from the brain into the pelvic cavity. Don't move enter the pelvic cavity. Look at it, it might not seem like there's any difference, but if you look at it clearly, the head or the occiput or the posterior part of the head has proceeded into the pelvis. Very, very important. Then the next step here is the flexion. Flexion, very, very important. Flexion is simple. Why is it simple? And then you have flexion from your normal knowledge of movement as a movement. You realize that flexion means movement towards the body. That means the head has faced the body, not away from the body. Extension means away from the body. Flexion means towards the body. So the chin is facing the chest of the baby. Very, very important. That's what they call flexion. The next part here on the other hand is internal rotation. Internal rotation on the other hand is very simple. Internal rotation means that the head is rotating. You understand? It has moved in such a way as to proceed further down to the pelvic outlet. That means the head don't move down to the point where you say you will migrate towards the cervix. Observe. You understand? Very, very important. It has moved towards the pelvis. You understand? That cannot be possible without the rotation of the head, because the head or the pelvic outlet, the diameter of the pelvic outlet is smaller than the diameter of the pelvic inlet. Therefore, there has to be rotation. Very, very important. You understand? It means the head gas rotates for it to come out from that pelvic outlet. Very, very important. The next one now is the extension. Simple. Extension means that the head, after it has rotated inside, it has to relieve that rotation, so it has to extend. So by that process of extension, the head is moving away from the body. So in that process, the head, the face, the chin will be delivered. Very, very important. That's why it's called the delivery of the head by extension. Very, very important. And the next part now on the other hand is the external rotation. Remember, there was internal rotation. The shoulder has to rotate back again so as to relieve that previous rotation, which is the internal rotation. You understand? Very, very, very important. Please take note. And the final step is finally the delivery of the body of the fetus. Very, very important. What they try to talk since and say all these steps of delivery will be like dance moves, dance steps. All these steps will help guide the baby through the birth canal of the pelvis. You understand? Very, very important. So the first one, let's say the head will first enter the pelvic grill, or they call it the pelvic inlet. The next one, I say the descent just to move down. You understand? Just move down. And this descent happens throughout the process of delivery of the baby. Because if you don't descend, you know if you fish the baby will not. Very, very important. Then the flexion means that the chin will face down, will face the chest of the baby. The next one, I say the head will come rotate. You understand? As it rotates, it will help the baby fit into the pelvic outlet. Because the pelvic outlet is smaller than the pelvic inlet. Then the next one are the extension. When say the extension will help the baby deliver the face or the head of the baby. If you see and say the head there don't come out. Then the other one, remember say the body don't rotate before. This external rotation, or we call it rotate, it's also involved what's called restitution. It means that the shoulder has to rotate so as to prevent necessary problems from the initial rotation. Very, very important. Then the final part is called the expulsion. Very, very important. Then the next part now is a little tip on how to remember this. You understand? It is every day, freaky infants eat eggs easily. Very, very important. For you to remember the 10 steps, very, very important. So to understand the Pidgin aspect, I know I don't teach without no vex. So it involves engagement, descent, flexion, interrotation, extension, external rotation, and expulsion. So means engagement means you enter. Descent means you come down. Flexion means you fold head. The internal rotation means they turn inside. Then extension means they extend back. Then external rotation means they turn for the outside. Then expulsion means they come out finish. That's very easy peasy. So at this point we come to a closure or the end of this lecture. So thank you very much for listening. In case you don't understand, you can send the comments so I can explain further. You can repeat the video to get the essential aspects of this process. Very, very important. Thank you very much for remaining associated and keep following us to get more videos like this, and share to your friends and read this. Just preparing for council exam, any exams. Very, very important. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.